Welcome to FamilySearch Indexing. Today's lesson is on running reports for groups. So this is the basic overview, and I will have an advanced video as well. So let's get started. Here I'm on the group page, and you'll see that because I have the rights, this reports button is available. If you don't see the reports button, that means you don't have rights as a group administrator. You can see some of the group administrators listed here for this stake as an example. It's important that you have the correct calling listed in the membership program, and your ward or stake clerk will have to do that for you. So this button right here will open up the reports module. And what we have here is on the left is where we set the criteria for our report. We set all of our options. And in the right, this blank window will show our report when we're ready to run it. We've tried to set this up so that if you just click Generate Report without making any changes, you'll have actually a pretty good report that will meet many of your needs. So I'll click Generate Report. And here you can see that the first page is a summary of the groups within this stake, and each of these wards becomes a subgroup. It looks like this stake has also created a stake council group that's a custom group. So these ward groups are created by our system. The first one was created by a group administrator within the stake. If there are any statistics listed under other, what this means is that somebody was added as a member to the stake group rather than the members automatically being added to their wards through the membership system. And so if you added, let's say, a leader in a youth or singles ward, and they were added at the stake level, or they were added at a ward level, you would see them listed in other because the system did not add them to that group automatically. So you can see here, this is page 1. I'm going to scroll up. Let me point out one more thing about these totals. You can have somebody that's a member of more than one group, and so you cannot add up the totals from the wards and expect that to equal the total. The Linden, Utah Central Stake totals, these are the unique number of records that were indexed total in the stake. If somebody indexed within multiple wards or subgroups, their statistics could be counted twice between those groups, and so it's important to understand this is your final number. Don't try to add these up and then call support and say that they don't equal, because they often will not. So there's our stake council group that was custom created. So it looks like they were experimenting. I'm going to keep scrolling down. Notice that I get a new page for every group, subgroup, and here you can see the records indexed, the number of records reviewed. This section here, the batches, incorrect means that a reviewer returned their batch and the data was bad, and so they wiped out the data, so it would be reindexed from scratch. Incomplete means that a reviewer saw the batch and saw that the user had indexed correctly on some records but had possibly not finished many of the records or had missed records. And then returned are the number of batches that the indexer opened themselves and returned themselves for another indexer to do. And what's important to note about these columns is these should be indications that somebody might need help. If they're returning a lot of batches, or their batches are being returned as incorrect, you see these numbers go up, you may just want to give this person a call and see if you can offer them any help. This is not meant to be a way to judge them or to criticize them. It shouldn't be pointed out anything in particular with this person about them appearing on this report. It's simply an indicator that you might call them and offer to give them assistance. So as we scroll down through here, you'll see that there's quite a number of members in that ward. And so the rest of these pages just step through the rest of these wards within the stake. Let me shift to how to download a file. By default, it's a PDF file as the format that you're viewing. I can click download, and it will download that PDF to my hard drive, which they'll then go open up. Or if you have your computer configured in such a way that it will open up the PDF directly within your web browser. So here's my report. This is now a PDF on my own computer. I can do things like download this to another place if I'd like. I can zoom in. And again, these are functions of your PDF viewer. These are not functions of web indexing when you're viewing a PDF. You have a number of options here. If you'd like your wards all run together without new pages, you can uncheck that. If you'd just like to see your stake members listed without being broken out by subgroups, you can turn that off. If you would like to see those people that may have been added to the wards or stakes manually, you can show them. Let's say a single adult ward, bishopric member, for instance, may have been added manually. You can exclude them if you so choose. The non-contributors are those that have not indexed or reviewed any records. They're going to have zeros for all of their statistics. And just briefly, you can go in here and change the way that you order the report. If you'd like to see from top to bottom the number of records indexed from greatest to least, or from least to greatest, you can select these options and change ascending and descending. You can change your date ranges for which way you'd like the report broken out. You have a number of export options here. When you run the report, you'll then click the download button. So that concludes this brief overview of how reports work. And again, I will be recording another advanced reporting video that you'll be able to watch.